we'll nod today for Phil Collins' birthday. Solana is arguing it's Kid Cudi's birthday. We should be playing his music all day, but that will not happen. Solana also arguing via text that Karuba Lion has a story on New York Post about their tour. Know what's going on there.
Krungbin. And I'd argue Kid Cudi and Krungbin are more popular today than Phil Collins.
Oh, goodness. I don't even know Phil Collins, and I know he's more.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
of course, for Hurricanes fans especially.
Come on,
Hurricanes fans. That's
in the air tonight.
That's synonymous with the Miami Heat.
No,
not Hurricanes.
What?
Fans.
Listen, I'm
what are
around.
you talking about?
I'm telling you.
What hey, Jimmy, has Solana been drinking before the show?
I don't know.
Go in there and give him a blood test real quick.
Yeah.
Sure.
Give him a breathalyzer.
What's
you got one of those pocket breathalyzers? I always carry one with me.
What's really in that whey protein pouch? Phil, I'm telling you, I've told you before, there are guys that don't care about music, all races and ages and colors and whatever you want to say. When that damn Air of the Night comes on, everybody starts singing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's synonymous with the 2006 Miami Heat title team, and then they brought it back with the 2011 title team as well.
Listen, I don't want to hear, as bad as the Hurricanes have been, nothing about the Heat today positive. Not the music, not the popcorn, nothing.
My betting lines.
I mean, they're giving away free money at the Hard Rock.
Hitting them in the head.
Crowder and I were both all over Phoenix last night. I mean, they are giving away free money. Why was, in all honesty, Solana, because I kind of asked this yesterday, why were the Heat 3.5-point favorites last night?
I don't know. Really, I don't know. There's a couple reasons that I could think, and I talked about it before the game on pre-Heat, which is Suns had lost 2 straight. They're on the second night of a back-to-back, 2 straight to Eastern Conference teams, and they didn't play very well in those games. They only shot 14 three-pointers against Orlando on Sunday, which is insane. They made 14 last night, just to give you an idea of how different the game went. The Miami Heat had lost 6 straight, and under head coach Erik Spoelstra, they had never lost 7 straight. So I think Vegas felt like the Heat are going to get this one. Second night of a back-to-back, Bradley Beal had a broken nose. He was playing in a mask. I think Vegas just thought, Coach Spo doesn't lose 7 straight. The Heat are going to get one at some point, and clearly they were wrong about last night.
Who do they have next on the schedule? Who do they play tomorrow?
Oh, it gets super easy. Sacramento tomorrow.
Who's that? Vlade Divac?
Yeah, Vlade Divac and Chris Webber are screwing up tomorrow.
I got them. Chris Webber's going to drop 32.
Something is awry at Biscayne Boulevard. I mean, because I'm seeing it again. We talked about it yesterday, Heat Twitter and social media, and it obviously did not calm down. And now everybody's kind of gravitating towards this Tyler Herro angle, which is now you're shaking your head because you don't think it's an angle or you don't like what he said.
No, I mean, I what he said yesterday immediately struck me as, wow, that's interesting. Is he?
You don't normally hear that, first of all, from a Heat player.
For sure.
Which essentially, Tyler is saying what? I'm not doing what I'm comfortable doing, but they're asking me to play this way, so I'm going to do it.
He said that he's trying to be more of a catch-and-shoot three-point player, which, by the way, that's evident over the past month or so, where he's not taking mid-range shots. Again, yesterday, 18 shot attempts, only 5 weren't threes, and he only made three-pointers yesterday. Like, that's not Tyler Herro's game. He's a good player from behind the arc, but he's not Kyle Korver, where he's just catch and shoot threes, like that's not his game. And he said yesterday, I'm doing that to try to help the offense more, essentially. Like, I'm deferring to just play this style to help the offense more. And he kind of made it seem like the coaching staff told him to do that. I mean, one, you don't see Heat players say that the coaching staff told them to do something that's been hurting the team. And two, like, why would the coaching staff want Tyler Herro, who they're paying a boatload of money and they keep him in the starting lineup, to just be a catch-and-shoot three-point player? That doesn't make sense to me. So something's off there.
Is it to make Terry Rozier a little more comfortable? Like, hey, let Terry Rozier do what he was doing. He'll kick it out to you and just fire up some threes, but we'll figure it out as the season goes on.
I don't think so, because this was an issue prior to Rozier being traded here. Like I've been upset about Tyler Herro's game, specifically this, where he's not getting to the free throw line. He's not getting into the mid-range. Like we talk so much about the baby float, and he's not doing that.
Which is pretty as hell. And it happens to be like, it's such a great area of his game.
He's excellent in the mid-range and in the two-man game with Bam off the dribble. And he hasn't been doing that lately. He's just shooting threes. Like, he's Kyle Korver right now. And Hawk, I shook my head because Heat Twitter's answer to all these problems is Herro should be in the second unit. Bench Tyler Herro. And by the way, I'm not saying I disagree with Herro probably being better in the second unit, because the numbers clearly show you that Tyler Herro in the starting lineup with Jimmy and Bam over a year and a half, they're below 500. So I'm not saying I'm against it, but the idea that that's the fix, that's the difference between them getting blown out 3 straight games against 3 legitimate teams and them, being great again as they were when they were 8 games above 500 is just silly. Like that's not the difference between the Heat looking like garbage, which they do, and the Heat being good, because Tyler Herro for a lot of the game isn't playing with the starters anyways, and they still look like crap in those minutes.
No, but I would say too, to answer Tyler, I guess trust Spo more. Is Spo's trying to figure it out? He's trying to figure out the best approach to this team and what they're going through. 7 losses in a row, and we talked about it. They couldn't even get to triple digits most of the games. Like, Spo's trying to work through it. Tyler's the 3. I don't know where Terry here might have went to the 4, where now he can't do that. He can't do the dribbling. He can't do the penetrating, ball dominant stuff, where Spo's trying to figure out how to use Terry and Bam and Jimmy. Bam and Jimmy are 1 and 2, no matter who the hell's on this team. So he's trying to figure it out. That's why it was surprising to me to question Spo's coaching, because I trust Spo more than anybody on that damn court or in that building.
And you got to give him the benefit of the doubt, Spo, where, we talked yesterday about Jimmy Butler not really very concerned about the regular season, knows when the playoffs come around. So if Spo's going to tinker a little bit and figure things out and what someone's role might be, this is the time to do it, even though it's not fun. And I guarantee you, he's not doing it with the intention of losing 7 in a row. Like, that's not the intention, but obviously they're tinkering on some things. You kind of poo-poo it, but I think it is a one-way ticket to the second unit. I'm not calling it the bench like you did. I think this has second unit written all over it for Tyler Herro.
Just think about what you just said. For some reason, Spo needed a person to be a catch and shoot 3-point shooter, right? Bam and Jimmy aren't going to be that guy. They're not built like that. Now I have 3. You say 1, 2, 3. My third guy is the better 3-point shooter. I want a guy to just stand there, catch and shoot. It's going to be Tyler if I make that decision.
I'm not against it again, by the way. Like, I think the numbers are showing you what the obvious change needs to be. So, like, I'm cool if Spo decides to do that. I just think, he's not going to. He said it again today that he thinks Herro and Rozier can be an excellent backcourt together. I think they would have done it by now if they were going to do it. And B, that still, to me, doesn't fix the deeper issues with this team, which is the fact that they don't try. Like,
the deeper issue you've pointed out. When Bam, Jimmy, and Tyler are on the court together, it doesn't seem to be working. So if that's a major issue, get Tyler off the court when they're out there, and maybe that'll solve the issue.
But I still think, Hawk, like, there's a deeper issue of, hey, they don't play with the level of intensity that they need to be playing with right now until they're down 14 or until they're down 26. Like, go watch the start of the fourth quarter yesterday. That team that makes it interesting, like they cut it to 11. I realize it was a blowout. That team, the type of intensity they played with on both ends of the floor is a totally different team than the team that came out at the third quarter down 13 and just let the Suns outscore them by 10 points anyways to be down 26. Like, a totally different team. And to me, that's the bigger issue. Yes, Tyler, Jimmy, and Bam on the floor aren't working, and I'm down for whatever changes the coaching staff decides to do. But that isn't the end-all, be-all fix. They have to play hard. They have to for 4 quarters, and they're not. Jimmy Butler yesterday did, Bam Adebayo couldn't put the ball in the damn ocean yesterday.
Explain this to me, because this side, the offensive side, I think, hell, we talked about that. How about them giving up 118, 125, and 143 back-to-back games?
Yeah.
They're not going to get to 120, so they got to start locking down defensively. And I don't know where the hell that went, because Jimmy's a great defender. Bam's a great defender. Tyler's okay. You say Terry's not that good. He's not known for it. But I think that side of the court, and we talked about it, some smart people came on. They get no fast break points because they get no turnovers. Like, that's the side of the court I think is a bigger issue.
Effort.
Yeah. But that's
Literally.
not coaching. That's on the players. Like,
Right.
I mean, you're at this level like that. I don't think that there's anything Spo can do in that particular arena.
Crowder, they're down 13 at halftime. It's not an insurmountable deficit. That happens in the NBA all the time. Go watch the third quarter. The way that they played that third quarter, it's infuriating. And then watch the fourth quarter. And you're like, what the hell? It's the same players, but it's two totally different teams. And I'm not talking just about shot making. Like, hey, sometimes you miss shots, sometimes you make them. Bro, two different teams in terms of intensity on the defensive end. And that, to me, is the biggest issue, right? Like, it's infuriating to watch that play out night in and night out as you're
line for tomorrow.
doing something that hasn't been done in 17 years.
I don't think they can hold a team under 100 points if they let them play with 6. Defense is bad, man.